was told the end was near, but faith erased the grip of fear. A vision came, a light so clear, his mission now for all to hear. Living proof of a greater plan, a voice to rise, a truth to stand. Through the fire, a guiding hand, exposing lies across the land. The doctors shook their heads in doubt.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Phee Smee Show with Manly Mark. As always, I'm the guy, Phee Smee. Oh, I ain't no Phee Smee. I ain't gonna wish away the next 30 years of my life.
Hey!
Woo-wee. Hi, guys. Welcome back. We're happy to be here, as always. You know, me and Phee always going back and forth, talking a little trash, a little smack. But, you know, we always have a good time.
Always.
So, Phee, what do you know, man? My mic's not even on. Are you kidding me?
Are you serious? Your mic's not on?
Okay, you go. Fill in the space.
Hello. Hey, welcome to the Phee Smee Show with Manly Mark here. And I have to tell you, old Manly's working hard today. He's looking forward to plugging in his mic. And the next thing you know, Jed's a millionaire. Ken folks said, Jed, move away from there. But I have to tell you, folks, it's a wonderful day in the fort. It is now fall. We got our flannel on. We're rocking and rolling, nickel and diamond.
You put a flannel on because of me,
We
huh?
put a flannel on because of Mark. You know, hey, I started the flannel trend about 3 years ago. Now everybody's on it.
3 years ago. Do you not realize I've been wearing flannels for the last 10 years?
Again, that's he started the trend.
Yeah,
I followed him.
I start every trend.
I
You
doubt
don't
it.
know it, man. I mean, before long, people are going to exclusively be drinking out of these types of cups.
I do not believe that'll be the case.
We started the movement at our church in Mount Vernon, me and my brother.
Yeah.
Now all the people who are important collect Fire Kings.
All three of them.
No, there's several. Several, but like, you know, or you can find, I think this is interesting, you can find hunting ads from the 60s and 70s where it's just like a guy dressed just like me in red flannel out there shooting deer. And it's like the whole camo thing, in my opinion, completely overblown to make you waste money, you know? And it's like, you had the guys in the 60s and 70s just walking out in a flannel and an orange vest shooting deer, no problem. But now you gotta, if you're not completely unseen in the woods, you won't have any luck at all. Foolish. You ain't wasting money on that
If it
crap.
wasn't for bad luck, Mark would have no luck at all.
I am having bad luck. I am having bad luck.
Despair and agony.
Well, just right now, I got a text. My dog was attacked at our neighbor's house and is hurt bad. She can't move her back legs and can't get up. So, look, someone's eating a bullet today. Sounds like.
Oh, is that Luna?
Luna, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, this stupid neighbor dog always attacks her when she walks down the road. And I've tried to kind of yank my truck when the dog's chasing my truck, but to no avail, so.
Well, when somebody starts eating on your dogs, you got problems, Big Money. I hate that for you.
Well, I mean, it's all about compartmentalization.
Is it?
Well, yeah, I'm thankful for the time that I've had with Luna, but I know that, you know, like the good Lord gives you these animals for a season of your life, and I already know that season doesn't last forever. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, I'd be sad if I don't have her. I'm going to be sad if I have to shoot her, but it's not, you know, you got children in Gaza being bombed every day, you know, and comparatively speaking, what's more valuable, the life of an animal that doesn't have a soul? It isn't going to be in heaven. You know, if we're lucky, maybe they'll go. But, you know, I don't know. I mean, of all the things that would get me down or make me sad, that's just not one of them. And that makes me sound harsh or callous. It's like, No, I love animals. I love dogs. Not Fee's dogs, no offense. But I don't know.
Nobody likes my dogs except Phee.
Well, I mean, this should be to you a reflection of the owner and a
It
reflection,
is a reflection of me. I went through some real difficult times with my health. My dog went through some real difficult times. I love my dog. Nobody else likes the dog. It's not a well-behaved dog. It spent too much time by itself when it was younger. Therefore, it doesn't know how to interact socially with other animals.
Well, you can always course correct those things, but at this point, you just make excuses.
Exactly. That's true.
I mean, I've seen you injured too many times from those dogs to make me think they're even worth anything. No offense. I'm just saying, like, you know, the picture of your scratches on your face. It's like the dog would have been gone after that.
Yeah, well, that was the good dog that just, was loving on me.
Well, I mean,
I was asleep. He probably needed to get up. He just kind of reached and scratched me and just cut me right there. So it didn't, didn't scar my face. And it's the dog's beds. I just sleep in it.
Well, Well, go ahead and keep talking. I got to at least answer this text message.
Well, today's world is a new day again. We got all kinds of problems with the federal government. They say there's optimism about the government shutdown. Of course, I don't think there's any optimism. I told folks that they were going to create chaos with this government shutdown. They do not want the welfare checks, the SNAP, the food stamps. They don't want that money to be paid, and they want folks to be out there looting and causing chaos and creating all kinds of problems.
Yeah, which is sad that there's a subset of our population that is so susceptible to that type of influence. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about the George Floyd stuff. The guy was a drug addict, had a rap sheet of 20 years. Autopsy report that he had a whole lot of fentanyl in him.
A whole lot of fentanyl and coke.
Yeah, and we burned down a whole bunch of American cities because of this criminal who got asphyxiated. Wonder
why everybody rallied around that at that time.
It's not that they cared about George Floyd. It's that they were just looking for the excuse.
And they're going to be looking for a lot of excuses in the future, folks, because they're going to have plenty.
Yeah, I saw a video today of a woman bragging about, she pulled out, like, look at all this food I stole from the Walmart. And, bragging about it, because if they ain't going to give me my money that they owe me, then I'm going to take what is mine. And then she was also encouraging people to go into churches to steal their money. Get your own rent money from the churches.
Mentality of the masses.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The mob mentality is coming to the United States of America. I have seen it. It is rough. But, hey, President Trump's told in Japan yesterday, the military is going to get a raise. They're going to get paid.
I saw that.
I'm thinking, absolutely. I've been telling folks, you're going to have to pay the military, pay the National Guard, pay the dadgum police, and pay the first responders.
Yeah, but, what's also interesting is I'm pretty sure Trump talked about how, like, America's going to stop fighting wars to not win wars. Yeah, I don't know if you heard that part. He was essentially saying, hey, if we're going to fight a war, we're going to fight a war our way, the way we want to do it, so we can win. Yeah.
That's the way it always was before
Who can
Vietnam.
Make war against Donald Trump? Who can make war against this man?
Plenty. There'll be plenty to make war against him.
You know what I'm at.
I know exactly where you are.
But the thing is, again, folks, Manly Mark doesn't think that Donald Trump's the Antichrist.
No, he doesn't.
If anything, he's either a forerunner of the Antichrist, or they're for some reason trying to prop up the image, the messianic or Antichrist image, and attribute it to Trump. Can you see that at least?
I do not believe that the United States of American citizens believe he's the Antichrist or the Messiah.
But do you see where I'm coming from, though?
But over in the Arab countries now, you're correct that there's a lot of them folks over there. You just see King Cyrus everywhere. You see all of the gateway to the Messiah coming. So
whether or not it's deception or something that we just haven't figured out the interpretation for yet. Again, not that I think Donald Trump's the Antichrist, but
he's not.
Something's afoot with all that.
Yeah. Well, excuse me.
Because Phee thinks Jared Kushner's the Antichrist.
I do not, but there will be a lot of people out there that think.
Well, again, it's not that you actually do. It's just you see all these weird connections and weird symbolic things surrounding say Trump, or surrounding Kushner, like he lives at 666th Avenue on this 666th Street, and he was born at 6:66 p.m. on June 6th, 1966. I mean, I made most of that up, but you know what I'm saying? It's just like, because I've even read that like in the original translations or the original Greek or Aramaic, whatever, that the number actually wasn't 666, it was 616. So some translations have 616. The point is not that I doubt the Antichrist is going to be running around with a 666 painted on his forehead, or I doubt that the mark of the beast is going to be an actual 666, right? I mean, I don't know what do you think, but it's just some sort of cultural significance to that number that's kind of missed today, is what I think. That makes sense. Does it make sense to you?
It does.
Because, do you really think that people are going to have the 666 tattoo and that's the mark of the beast? It's going to be some sort of quantum dot, thing.
It'll be under the skin. It'll be a microchip.
Or even,
but it's like the Apple computers came out and they were $666.66.
Yeah, and it's like, it's odd.
It's pretty strange.
But, even like...
I wouldn't have cared anything about it before, 2.5 years ago.
I think I'm not even so convinced that it's actually going to be just a real physical mark or stamp upon you. I'm not saying it won't be, but it's kind of like you can find passages in Deuteronomy about like, I'm paraphrasing, but love the law so much that you put it on your hands and your forehead. It's in the whole taking the mark on their hands and their forehead. It's contrasting that because, think about what these Jews do with, they wrap the black leather straps with the little cubes on the forehead and they wrap it around their arm. And it's got little Torah scrolls in there. That's contrasted with the mark of the beast in that those who worship the mark or worship the beast will be so aligned with him that it's as if they're... Does that make sense? So it's like I think there's an actual physical element to it, for sure. But I think it even goes deeper in that you might not take the actual physical mark, but you're spiritually aligned to it. You know what I'm saying? You might as well have taken the mark. So I think that there are... Well, I can't remember specifically. I think there are three things. Those who actually take the physical mark, those who worship the image of the beast, and those who are just spiritually aligned with him. Any of those three things or a combination thereof, bad news for you, dude. I don't know what you think about that, or how much time you've spent contemplating that in particular. But if you don't take the mark, but you still bend the knee to the beast or the image of the beast, you're just as guilty.
If you deny Christ and you worship that beast, you got to take the mark and worship the beast, and you're going to hell.
I don't think it's and. I think it's any of those.
Any of those?
Yeah, I mean, if you worship the beast, it doesn't matter if you haven't taken the mark because you've taken it spiritually in your heart, in your mind, and in your works and your deeds. If you in your mind and in your deeds, your hand and your forehead, do the things the beast wants you to do, or then it's as if you've taken the mark. I mean, does that make sense, or does that just sound like blasphemy to you?
I'd have to give it some real deep thought. I would tell you that in Revelations 13, verse 18, it says, "Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666." Mm-hmm. That's 666.
Yeah.
So there's your biblical account of the 666. I haven't heard of the 616.
Yeah.
I can tell you that people all over Europe now are taking these computer chips. Mm-hmm. They started in the United States with dogs.
Yeah, yeah. Which, I mean, I don't think computer chips in your skin are inherently the mark of the beast, but...
They're just moving the culture.
Yeah, moving... I mean, it's got to meet specific... I mean, I still don't want any computer chips in me, but it's just opening the doorway for a scenario where you could see, well, unless you have this or that, you can't buy, sell, trade,
Yeah. And, of course, also... because of that, you're looking at several different options of how they can deceive you.
Yeah, well, 100%, 100%.
Because they can deceive you several different ways. What do you think about over 10,000 people are on a waiting list now for this Neuralink?
That's scary because I think that takes it even further than the computer chips. Because not only is it just, you gotta have the computer chip, buy, sell, or trade. Well, once you have the Neuralink, and you have a brain AI internet interface, it can almost be described then as a counterfeit Holy Spirit, because you'll have AI in your head. It will literally be a satanic hive mind. I mean, like, for real, it's going to be a satanic hive mind.
And all at first they might not have that access, but as they update, just like your phones, they can certainly put that in.
Well, yeah, but think about the people who well, I was paralyzed or I'm blind. That would be great if it could just be that. I wouldn't have any problem with that if it was just that. But as with any good technology,
it can be used for bad.
It can be used for bad, yes.
That's why you stay away from the neural links and get into the regenerative medicine.
Because, I mean, for real, they're going to have AI gods. They're already talking about AI
gods. They're already worshiping AI.
Well, yes, but to the point, though, where every one of your questions and thoughts and prayers can be answered by a voice in your head, that's a counterfeit Holy Spirit.
There's your directed energy also.
Well, yeah, but,
and your remote viewing that they were doing back in the 70s.
And think about how the beast and the Antichrist will perform signs and wonders and this and that. It's just like you really start to kind of see, well, are they going to be signs and wonders like Jesus did, like healing people through the Spirit? I mean, whatever, the Spirit, or is it going to be this technological, we have no need for those types of things because we ourselves, through this technology, that, technology is inherently demonic to begin with. But, you know what I'm saying?
Well, you got Putin and the Chinese leaders saying they want to live forever. Between these neural links, all these folks that think that they don't need God because they're going to be human, gods themselves. Remember, it says that love will grow cold because of lawlessness and that knowledge will increase, and that's because of AI in the last days. So what you're doing is you're looking at prophecy being fulfilled right before your eyes every day, and people are too busy to actually see it.
That's right. AI's the devil, man.
Well,
We're building bodies and voices for things that have walked among us unseen and undetected forever.
All around us. Energy's all around us. Bits of information's all around us. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. And that people ought to realize that there's a spirit world. I can see folks in the 1800s having problems with it, or the 1500s. But now with the satellite uplinks, the cell phones, I mean, there's no wires here. There's no bits of information that you can see here. Yet there's billions of them in those roads into the 21st century up in the air. So that's here. It's going to continue to move in that direction. People are going to continue to gain wisdom. They're going to think they don't need a God. They're going to think they're going to live forever. It's ridiculous when you just think about it. But that's the way the culture's shifting.
Oh, 100%. It's coming, y'all. It's coming.
Absolutely.
I mean, I guess it just depends on the timeline of events,
Well, the Sixth Trumpet War is coming for sure, and that's going to kill a third of mankind. What we've got to worry about in the United States of America is this civil unrest, this dadgum civil war that they're trying to create with a third of our country with this socialist communist movement. We're going to win that war, and it's going to be because of the National Guard, our military, our first responders, our police. We're going to suffer some great losses. I don't think our country will ever be the same, but we're going to win in the end, and so therefore we're going to have to go through it and prepare for it. I don't have my rice and beans.
I don't either.
And these survivalists that I've laughed at for 30 years are going to end up being right before it's over with.
Yeah.
And everybody else is going to be sitting there going, I didn't know.
Yeah, I had over 1,000 pounds of rice and beans the last place I lived.
Did you?
I'm not even exaggerating. Like 20 totes with 50-pound sacks of beans and rice in them each. It just, when I went to war with the Rat King, I lost a little bit of that to them. At first it was a peace offering, but then they got a little too greedy, and that's when all that war started. But, I think my brother just kind of went and absorbed it for himself.
You really believe that it was your brother rather than the army of mice? That
well, no, I think my brother came in after I moved out to get the unadulterated rice and beans.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. The Rat King, yeah, I definitely waged war with the Rat King. No ifs, ands, or buts.
How many rats do you think you killed? Would it be in the hundreds or thousands?
Probably hundreds, but man, I mean, it just got to a point where they overwhelmed me so bad. They won, man. I mean, I'd literally feel him and hear him scurrying by my head at night. Or I'd wake up and there'd be I'd take my boots off at 10 o'clock at night, wake up at 6 to go in the morning, I'd go to work, dead mouse in my boot. Happened more than once. Dead mouse in my boot. How? Why? You know what I'm saying?
Your feet stink that bad?
I don't know, man. It got spooky, man.
No longer is Manly Mark fighting with the Rat King over his rice and beans.
Nope.
So that's in the past. We move on to the future. So talk to me today about the world's events that you have ready for us to look at.
Oh, okay. Well, Israel started bombing Gaza again.
I know they did. And they said it was because Hamas had broken the ceasefire.
A big surprise there.
Hey, folks, do you guys realize that Phee told you that there would be no peace in the Middle East when you folks were all out there talking about eternal peace in the Middle East? Mm-hmm. It wasn't just but about a month ago. Mm-hmm. So I do not believe that you're going to have any peace in the Middle East ever until the end of time. It's a holy war, and it's going to be that way.
Yeah, I mean, I agree until Jesus comes back and establishes his millennial reign.
That's right.
And there's not going to be peace in the Middle East. That's kind of the point.
Yep.
Even though it's interesting that, Jerusalem used to be known as Salem, the city of peace.
That's right. My Lord loves Jerusalem.
And some people claim that Melchizedek was Shem, one of Noah's sons. I mean, some traditions state that. Now, I've never looked anything into that. But I just thought, isn't that interesting that exists, that tradition exists, that one of the sons of Noah happened to be Melchizedek?
Well, I have seen the timeline of all those things. I don't know how accurate they are, but yes, one of Noah's children are.
Well, I mean, because it'd be interesting in that, because you always wonder, well, how is the Melchizedek was the priest of the Most High when it wasn't an established cult of Yahweh at the time. It was just, you tell me Abraham, who was, set apart by God to be the father of his nation, Israel, that there still were just dispersed worshipers of the true God. That's interesting to me. Does it make sense?
It makes sense. Again, the Arab countries, they don't want peace. They want land. For some reason, they win and lose based on land. And think about from the Jewish standpoint, Israel, they controlled 80% of Gaza. A couple more weeks, they'd have controlled 100%. Now, they're going to end up giving up land. And so before it's over with, they're going to give up Judea and Samaria. And
I guess they don't even own it now, though. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they when you say it's annexing, they're trying to create their own sovereignty over there.
Yeah.
And they've got the roads, they got the bulldozers.
So do you think that legitimate sovereignty will come and then they'll give it up? Or just the fact that they're talking about annexing it and then might concede that and give it to the Palestinians will be that them trading the land? Or both, either one.
I think they're definitely going to trade the land in the 7-year peace plan. They're definitely going to do that. That's going to start the last week of Daniel's prophecy, and so you've got 7 years when that happens. I don't think that's going to happen anytime until after the Sixth Trumpet War, World War III, that kills a third of mankind. That's when the United Nations will take the control of the one world government. That's when the Holy Roman Empire, that's revived since the Lisbon Treaty, will then have a one world government, a one world religion. All roads lead to God. Everybody will sign up for it except the United States, Israel, and Jordan.
Well, folks, you heard it here first. We'll see.
That's fact.
I mean, I'm not doubting you. It's just when it gets to those specific details, it just kind of goes over my head because I'm like, that's not what's important to me.
But the details are very important to most folks for me to be able to prove.
Well, okay, yeah. Oh, sure. I get that. I understand that aspect. But we'll just say, I'm just excited to see some stuff start kicking off. I would just prefer it to be after I had my rice and beans, but
well, hopefully it will
I just don't think we're going to make it.
I think we will.
I don't think we're going to get to the point where we have a rice and beans before it all happens.
I hope we do, and I believe we will.
Well, like I said, how much more ironic would it be, though, if we're telling everyone what's going to happen, and then once it actually starts to happen, we're taken out? You know what I'm saying?
Well, again,
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think I'm going to be taken out. You now on the other side, the rat's liable to come get you. He's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Because, you know, traditionally the prophets always got killed.
I don't doubt that I'll be dead one way or the other, or I'm going to be raptured out of here. I mean, there ain't but two choices in life. You either die or you're raptured.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
So there ain't but two choices. And we're so far in the future, as far as so far along, that we ain't got that much time left anyway. So, like I told you, we got 7+ years, and when it'll be narrowed down as things continue to go. But we got to go through this sixth trumpet war.
Yeah, but if I was the kings of the universe and the world, I would just make it seem like these things were happening, so that when they inevitably didn't happen, you could say, "See, it was all a lie." It was all a lie to begin with. Jesus didn't come back after these things happened that the Bible said was going to happen. They happened, and still no Jesus. Here's the true doctrines.
There's your alien invasion. There's your deception at the highest level with all the holograms and the AI. Mm-hmm. And if that happens, then that's part of it. I don't know if it's going to be an alien invasion. Or not, but that's certainly a possibility.
That's certainly, yeah, it's definitely a possibility, because I mean, it's either going to just be a one world government that's the Catholics, it's going to be a Jewish Antichrist, a Muslim Antichrist, or the alien Antichrist, or the AI Antichrist. You got so many different avenues.
You got a whole lot of deception going on.
Or it might be a little bit of all of it.
Well, again, no matter what happens, you got to stay and you got to stick with the Word of God.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you have to do.
I agree.
So if they try to, if the alien mothership comes and says they're going to blow up the world, you just say, no, they're not going to blow up the world, because my Lord's going to set up a 1,000-year kingdom, and He's going to put His feet on Mount Moriah, and He's going to
Mount of Olives.
Mount of Olives. He's going to split that rascal just and the earthquakes are coming. It's not going to be in a good shape. Hey, when a third of mankind gets killed in World War III, this world is not going to be like it was before.
No, I believe that.
Now, you actually are concerned and have been concerned since I've known you about the pole shifts.
Yeah, I mean, I'm concerned about it because we're pretty overdue for that type of event. And look at the different Ice Age, the mass extinction of all these animals, dinosaurs, or just archaeology that these ancient civilizations were talking about these types of events. We're kind of overdue for that kind of thing. And, there's flood stories all over the world, not just Noah. You got the Epic of Gilgamesh in Mesopotamia flood story. You've got Native American flood stories. You've got flood stories from Africa, from Europe. And it's, so again, because some people want to argue that the flood, Noah's flood, was worldwide. Some people want to argue it's regional. Some people want to say that Noah was the absolute only person who survived it. Some people want to say, well, there were survivors in a whole lot of other places, and we just the story we get in the Bible is just focused on Noah and his family. I don't know. And again, the whole idea of the rainbow is that God promised not to, destroy the earth with a flood again. Well, how much could be flooded without it being considered complete destruction? You know what I'm saying? Or
it's in the details.
Yeah. So, I mean, I worry about those types of events because obviously the elites are worried about these types of events, and they're taking measures of building bunkers and doing all these different things. But, I mean, then you read in Revelation about how the kings of the earth will hide themselves in the mountains, and then, hey, please follow me, mountain. So I don't know. I would rather be prepared any and all ways, but I'm not Mark Zuckerberg, so I can't build a doomsday bunker in Hawaii, or New Zealand, or all these billionaires have these yachts that are designed to house and feed you for X number of years, and it's just like, what's going on with that? So I don't know, man.
Well, all around the world, where people aren't hearing about it, I don't understand why the news doesn't cover it, but there's lots of countries that have been on fire for several weeks, And the flooding that's going on in Pakistan and in Turkey, all around the world, the floods are unbelievable. And loss of life is unbelievable, and you never hear anything about it.
No, because it's not important.
But again, my Lord says in the Bible, He's not going to destroy the earth with water or floods. It's going to be fire. It's going to be brimstone. It's going to be smoke. And that's nuclear war, folks. I have seen it.
Yeah. I guess. Nuclear war plus, it could be things falling from the heavens as well.
And biological warfare.
Yeah, because you got wormwood coming. So, that's...
Wormwood is prophecy has been fulfilled.
Okay.
So you don't have to worry about that. Remember...
Well, when did a third of the waters turn bitter?
It was a third of the waters in Chernobyl, which is the word for wormwood.
Oh, well, did a third of the waters become bitter after that?
Yes. And death surrounded Chernobyl.
So you tell me a third of the world's waters?
No, not a third of the world's waters. A third of the waters around wormwood.
I'll have to look into that.
You can look at it. Remember, the first trumpet was World War I. The second trumpet was World War II. The third trumpet was Chernobyl, and the key word is wormwood there. The fourth trumpet was the Berlin Wall coming down where the mortal wound was healed. The fifth trumpet was Saddam Hussein setting the oil wells on fire where you could not see the sun or the moon for 3 days. And now you're at the sixth trumpet war, which will kill a third of mankind.
Well, I just hope me and you aren't in one of those thirds.
And then the seventh trumpet is when my Lord comes back. We're raptured. He comes with the gifts in the air, and we come back with him and fight at the Battle of Armageddon.
Yeah, he's going to rally us all in the air.
There you go. Twinkling an eye, 1/1,000,000th of a second.
Who cares about that?
I tell you.
Well,
pretty quick.
Yeah, but it's just
transfigured pretty quick.
Yeah, but people want to be like, oh, it's going to be so fast that it's 1 billion. It's like, yeah, well, who cares?
You don't care if it's just 1 second.
I don't care if it's 10 seconds. Yeah, so I'm not trying to poo on you, but I've seen people push that number for years, and I'm just like, who cares?
Well, most people think a twinkling of an eye is a blink.
Well, but it's a twinkling of the eye. Who cares if it refers to me blinking and then, I'm a Jesus, or...
Math and science people care about a twinkling of an eye, but I don't care either. I don't care if it's 3 seconds or 1 second.
No, but I guess it adds to credibility. I'm not trying to poo on your credibility.
You are pooing on every credibilities around the world.
Well, that's what I'm here for.
I know, and I like it. I like when you show up and you have got your dadgum A game with you.
Do I ever? I don't know if anyone's ever seen me at my A game.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm just here.
He's always bringing his A game, folks. Even when he's playing it off, he's got his A game. He's got way too many reps. He's hit that ball off that tee so many thousands of times that his hands are bloody with blisters. He knows what he's talking about, and folks, he just pretends he doesn't know anything.
It's the way you slip by, man. You got to be a little slithery.
You are slippery.
You got to be
wet.
Well, you got to be slipping and sliding. You can't let anyone pin you down. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I have to be this way because how many arguments I've avoided by acting like the silly, crazy person? You know what I'm saying?
Slip, sliding away.
Slip, sliding away.
Slip, sliding away.
You know, the nearer the destination, the more you slip, sliding away.
That's what he does, folks, for a living. He just slips and slides away.
Yeah, I'm going to slip and slide to the forest, ditch everybody.
Yep, and see the Rat King.
Well, he might take my peace offering.
He might. You might shoot him, too.
Yeah, I'll just use Luna as a peace offering.
Oh.
No, I'm just joking. I just
don't like that. Well, what you got, Markster?
What were we talking about, Phee?
Well, we were talking about some inserts.
Oh, talking about some inserts. Oh, okay. Well, no new specific inserts, but just a few things to really hit home with the things we've talked about, like in the news, about the National Guard or the West Bank vote, just to give more of a preface to what's going on. And so let's play this National Guard memo where they're asking, the Secretary of Defense, is that the Pete Hegseth guy, about the National Guard, just to give more credence to the more I learn about Phee and his lore, the more weirded out I am, because it's just like he's some sort of secret international spy, but he just won't tell me about it. And it's really starting to bother me, but it's just like, it's all I'll say. But I've seen the receipts, I've seen the letters. And I think about Phee and I think, oh, idiot. But not like for real idiot, but just like in terms of like how I'd call myself an idiot. We're just a bunch of good old boys who, I can't call Bill Clinton and be like, hey, Bill Clinton. But there's some stuff going on with Phee that just nobody knows. I don't know, man. He's got some lore about him. He's got some mystique about him. And somehow he knew about this National Guard stuff. And he told all you guys, and he told me. And now it's happening. It's happening. So,
It's going to continue to happen, folks. Tune into the Phee Smee Network and stay ahead of the curve.
So let's listen to this memo. Which just to me, in my mind, adds more to the mystique of Phee. But we'll see. Mic off, Phee, brother.
Question for Secretary Hegseth. Sir, a memo circulating on social media details the establishment of a National Guard response force that's going to be trained in crowd control and civil unrest and deployed in all 50 states by April of 2026. Can you verify the authenticity of that memo, and do you have any more information on the operations?
I'm not going to answer particulars on something that may be in the planning process, but we definitely do have multiple layers of National Guard response forces, whether it's in each state, whether it's regionally, whether it's Title 10 active duty, whether it's Washington, D.C. We've got a lot of different ways that constitutionally and legally we can employ Title 10 and Title 32 forces, and we will do so when necessary.
Well, he's going to get a third term. So Trump 28, Trump is going to be president in 28, and people just ought to get accommodated with that.
So what about the 22nd Amendment?
There's many different alternatives. At the appropriate time, we'll lay out what the plan is, but there's a plan, and President Trump will be the president in 28. We had longer odds in 16 and longer odds in 24 than we got in 28. And President Trump will be the president of the United States, and the country needs him to be president of the United States. We have to finish what we started. And the way we finish it through Trump, Trump is a vehicle. I know this will drive you guys crazy, but he's a vehicle of divine providence. He's an instrument. He's very imperfect. He's not churchy, not particularly religious, but he's an instrument of divine will. And you can tell this of how he's pulled this off. We need him for at least one more term, right? And he'll get that in 28.
You're not driving me crazy. I'm trying to understand the coherence of the things you've just told me in the last few minutes. On the one hand, you've said the Constitution is fit for purpose. Secondly, you've said that President Trump needs another term, even though the 22nd Amendment makes pretty clear that he cannot have another term.
Why does it make that clear?
Because he's on his second term already.
At some point in time, we will make sure we go through Zanny and define all those terms.
Okay? But even if you find a way to undermine you will be undermining the spirit of that amendment, even if you find some way around it. And to those
Can the American people, if the American people, with the mechanisms that we have, put Trump back in office, are the American people tearing up the Constitution? Would that be tearing up?
Well,
would the American people be going against the spirit of the Constitution, ma'am?
I think yes, actually, because I think what you will end up with is a populist justification for a quasi-dictatorship.
That's not true at all. Trump
That's what it sounds like.
It's not. Trump is a dictatorship. Did you just see the compromises he had to make on the big, beautiful bill? You see the compromises he has to do on everything, on accommodating Zelensky, on what President Trump. President Trump is nothing but a series of negotiations to kind of keep this thing rolling forward, where he's having trade-offs all the time.
Steve, you've just spent the last 20 minutes telling me we have to smash the other side. There's no room for debate. There's no room for compromise. We must smash them. And now you're telling me this is a negotiation. I mean, that's
no.
I guess that's why
on his
seems to me some
his
kind
policy.
of tension
First
there.
off, the only way President Trump wins in 2028 and continues to stay in office is by the will of the American people. Okay? And the will of the American people is what the Constitution embodies. And so I think we're going to be in good hands there. We need to finish what we started. And President Trump is the instrument, a providential instrument to finish that, to finish this job.
So, folks, just a little recap on the National Guard memo and the third term of Trump, and I think that's important because, Trump's made some comments about how it's against the 22nd Amendment, and he's not going to seek a third election or third term. But if we're sending the National Guard out all over these cities, all over the country, well, we might be in a state of martial law. Or, of course, if Donald Trump was the one who declared martial law, it's not really going to help his dictator claims. But just Phee's been telling us about it forever.
Well, the National Guards will be all throughout the country. President Trump will be the president when the World War III starts. So I've always said that it will start before 2028. But now, if like I said the other night, I hope that it doesn't start because he has a third term. As long as he's the president, you've got time for World War III to start. So he will be the president when World War III starts.
What if World War III starts in 2029? Are you saying that is impossible, or
I'm saying that he will be the president of the United States, whether he runs for a third term, or whether they allow him to run for the third term,
or they have to defer elections because of some?
That's what's probably going to happen. It'll probably be you're in a war and they're not going to have elections.
But that's not part of your vision. A
lot of these things aren't part of my vision. You have to tie them together.
Okay, so I just wanted to clarify, because
I want to make sure that I tell you that President Trump will be the president of the United States during World War III.
Well, because my first thought is it's like, okay, well, if he happened to get reelected for a third term somehow, he's pretty old as it is, and so I'm already thinking like, well, if it started tomorrow, okay, I can see it. Donald Trump still fit for office, this, and that, but another 4 years. It's like that's the only part that's sticking up in my mind.
I totally agree with you. It doesn't make sense to me that he'd be 85.
No,
and still be doing what he's doing. But at the same time, there's a lot of strange things going on.
Yeah,
in the world.
And just how much longer are these people who were around during the Korean and Vietnam War to fight? How much longer are they going to run our country? Think about it. It's like all the people who make the decisions are from generations that are retired. And, it's like, does that make sense to you? That's kind of silly.
It does make sense to me, but then again, it's all about your secret societies and all your elitists.
Because they don't represent the majority of the working Americans.
No, they do not.
They're collecting their Social Security. So it's like, of course, I guess you got all these baby boomers who just refuse to die. And not that I just want a mass culling of the old people. I'm not Bill Gates. But it's like, of course, all these baby boomers are going to vote for these baby boomers who are going to make sure Social Security and their pensions are secure. And it's just like, give me a leader of our country who is the same age as a regular working man. I'm sick of it.
It would make sense to me that a new generation, the old generation would say that you guys haven't had anybody step up to the plate to be that leader.
Well, of course
I would say that they haven't had the opportunity yet, but they're grooming them. And a lot of times these secret societies, they groom folks for 20 and 30 years.
Oh, yeah.
These Bushes, Republicans again. These Bushes.
You want to know what his secret society name was? HW? Not HW, but it was HW. You want to know what his secret society name was? He was a member of Skull and Crossbones, but I can't remember if it was Mog or Magog, Gog or Magog was his initiate nickname, and it's just like, oh, you mean the guy who was saying we need to enter a new world order? His nickname in his occult circles was Magog.
Going to Ezekiel, folks, right out of the Word of God.
What do you think about that?
I think it's pretty strange. Of course, everything that you've taught me in the last 6 months to a year is very strange for me. It is unsettling to me, and if I did not have the vision, I would not be anywhere near prepared as you are. I'm going to tell you right now, folks, what you don't know is that Manly Mark has been talking about this for 10 years. Most folks still aren't talking about it. So he's way ahead of the curve with information and a knowledge that can help in
Yeah,
a lot of ways.
I'd almost rather have a vision than have to know a bunch of bullcrap that's not benefited me at all. If anything, has ostracized me from normal society. You know what I'm saying?
It's very strange, though, that I have had a vision because there's nothing about my life in the past that would warrant my Lord other than that I'm saved by grace and that He specifically has me here for this purpose.
Yeah.
And so everybody has a purpose in the body of Christ, and this is mine, and I'm going to fulfill that purpose because I want to hear, "Well done, my good and faithful servant."
Well, I'm ready for my purpose. You know?
You're right here beside me, and you have a purpose.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Your purpose is to educate me on things that I would not have believed, just like 99% of the folks watching.
But if I get to heaven and the Lord says, your whole purpose for being born was just to tell Phee that the Jews are evil, I'm going to be like, come on!
I think you would, at that point, you would be so overwhelmed and in awe
probably.
that it wouldn't matter.
Oh, probably, but
So
you know.
You got a seat at the table, baby.
Yeah, but let me be the superhero, or let me be the, I don't know.
I'm not the superhero.
Well, I don't know.
All I am here is an instrument.
Well, everybody wants to be Luke Skywalker or Harry Potter. I mean, that's just part and parcel.
It says those with understanding shall teach the ones, and that's what I'm here for. I'm a coach, and I'm not a preacher, but now if you look at the word preacher, it's messenger. So everybody that's a Christian should be.
Maybe I should be preacher.
A preacher. Well, you'd be a great preacher.
Yeah, you think you'd come? Yeah, well,
absolutely, you'd be a phenomenal.
No, I think I'd step on too many toes.
Well, I think that's probably a lot of preachers should do that more.
I mean, I would be willing to do it if I really felt the Lord pushing me in that direction or calling me. But you know,
I believe that,
I don't know what that looks like. So
I just think you need to pray about it because I think you are a tremendous messenger. And, I'd love for you to be up here and play a dadgum hour of music.
Yeah, I need to do that. I will.
Just enjoy spending some time and let your hair down. You know, sometimes, folks, it's overwhelming if you're trying to get involved with all this information and entertainment constantly and look at all of these different backgrounds and what's going on at pole shifts and weather manipulations. And it's really crazy. And I just never spend any time on it. Never. So why I was chosen, I'm very thankful. I'd be dead. You know, bottom line, I wasn't supposed to live through the night. No way to live 30 days. And I'm here 3 years later, 3.5 years later.
Ooh.
So, and you just look at all the tests. They still think I'm going to die any day.
Really? Like they actually still think like...
Absolutely. They put me on the transplant list. I said, no, thank you. I don't want to be on the transplant list. All of the tests, they'll still come back the same way. But look at Phee.
Well, when's the last time you've actually like...
June 27th, 2025.
Oh, so they still said, well, yep, you're still terminally ill, you're still dying.
How are you living? And do I look like I'm terminally ill? Do I act like I'm terminally ill? I mean, I walk 10,600 steps every day last year.
But so the doctor that, you know, you go to, is he still just like, I don't know, man, you're still alive? Or is he just like... Well, I mean, you know,
they just keep waiting for things to change.
Is it a joke to him at this point, or is he kind of catching on?
He went from wanting me to find another doctor because I was asking him too many questions he couldn't answer, to now when he walks in the room, he asks me information. Well, and I get along with all of my doctors real well because I had to get rid of some that didn't have enough sense to put on their white coat because they're pharmaceutical sales reps. I am on no medicine other than my algae tablets. I take my gojo berries. I eat a lot of fruit. I stay away from high fructose corn syrup. I have a diet that I stick to. I'm strict. I don't eat to live. I don't live to eat. I eat to live.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, I guess.
So, well, you're losing too much weight.
Yeah.
You're 6'2", got a size 12 foot, and you know you need to gain about 20 pounds.
Yeah, well. What can you do? I've just never been.
You lost your rice and beans to the rat.
Well, I've always just been though like my mother gets aggravated because it's just like, well, if I'm busy, I just don't even think about eating. You know, if I'm doing something, engaged in something, I don't feel hunger pain. I forget to eat for the most part. You know, oh, forgot lunch today. Oh, whatever. But I know long term, I've been doing that probably the last 7, 8, 9 years. It's going to catch up with me eventually.
You're young. So you're right. You all the things at your 30, if you're paying attention now, all these 25 and 30-year-olds that don't feel bad, they keep eating the way they do. They keep getting all the pesticides, all the toxins.
I don't feel bad. I mean, I do feel weaker than I used to, but it's probably also because I'm a podcast man and sit down at a desk and do this all day.
Right.
Instead of, manual labor. But
well, I'm weaker than I've ever been too, but my Lord's he's gonna show them through the pictures over the period of time that where he has healed me completely in every disease.
Well, does that mean, though, that you're going to just keep on living with these diseases, or at some point you're going to be able to be like, look at the picture, I'm completely healthy now? You know what I'm saying?
I believe that in his timing that they will look at the pictures and say, how in the world did it go from this to back to this? Because it just doesn't do it. They told me that there was no way that you can go from a decompensated liver to a compensated liver. And it took me 9 months, and I did. And I had to go overseas, and I had to find doctors that would do what I asked them to do. I had a doctor in Central America turn me down and in Panama, but I finally found a doctor that would do exactly what I asked him to do. And I went from a decompensated liver to a compensated liver, which basically gives you, 7 or 8 more years. And then before it's over with the regenerative medicine, the exomes, the stem cells, all this stuff's going to go away.
Well, I mean,
I'm 100% certain that I'm not dying anytime soon, because in my vision, my Lord showed me things that hasn't happened in my life yet. Now, there come a time to where I might be dead as a doornail, but it ain't going to be anytime soon.
Well, I mean, did the doctor that did take you, did he just go, yeah, man, I got you? Or
no, he went through. I had to do a whole lot more tests than normally folks, probably close to $3,000 in blood tests. And I finally, I signed all the stuff that said if he killed me that I wasn't going to sue him. Of course, he's out of the country anyway. So I plan on getting a surgical team and doing my procedures for other people to prove to them that this regenerative medicine
isn't it sad, though, that most doctors aren't even willing to try?
They don't understand. Most doctors, the misconception with doctors are that they know everything about the body and they know everything about medicine. In reality, they get to medical school, they are focused on one thing, and when they get out, they're interested in making money. So a gastrologist is doing upper and lower GIs 4 days a week, 8 and 10 a day. Yeah. What does he know about skin disease? What does he know about the pancreas?
Probably not a whole lot.
What does he? So what do you know about blood chemistry? Same thing with a neurologist. Same thing with the cardiologist. A cardiologist is not going to be an expert in liver and pancreas.
No.
He's dealing with heart valves. He's dealing with going in and opening up arteries that are clogged. So that's the misconception, that if you're a doctor that you're smarter than most folks, or if you're a doctor that you know everything there is to know about all these new technologies.
It's the same thing about a diesel mechanic. It's like a diesel mechanic's really good at working on diesels, but give him an electric motor. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
He'll make do.
Well, he'll make do, but I'm just saying.
But
I'm just
85 to 90% of doctors are nothing more than pharmaceutical sales reps. It's all about medicine. It's all about medicine.
I agree about that.
Hey, you got this diagnosis. We're going to do this test. We're going to say this. Okay, this is what the problem is, so we're going to offer this medicine.
Yeah, and then once medicine starts causing other problems, they put more Band-Aids on it. But then the whole time, money, 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 kickbacks, money, 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 free pins and trips. Money, money, money. Donuts from the guy. That's what it's about.
Continuing education, baby. They send those doctors, all sponsored by the pharmaceuticals folks. They send them 3 and 4 times a year to super vacations, destinations, San Diego, Las Vegas, cruises, Greece. I mean, it's just a sales position. It's just a sales position, folks.
Yeah, but they don't have to do a whole lot of selling because they got that white coat.
That's right. That's right. It's just like the funeral home folks. When they walk in there with the music playing, the organ music playing, and talking about how sorry they are in their suit and tie, they're trying to upsell you on the casket. That would actually be.
I've seen like sales positions in funeral homes open up, and I've thought that'd be kind of hard. But then at the same time, well, you ain't got to go looking for folks; they come looking for you.
It's an easy sell.
especially after the COVID shot came out.
Oh, boy, I tell you what. Unbelievable, dadgum. I mean, that's just a test market. Again, because of Manly Mark, I am convinced that they just wanted to see how many people would follow the herd. How many people? Okay, if we take away their church, if we take away their job, or we take away the schools, will they take the? Will they take?
It was a test.
It was a test, and I had no idea, folks. I was completely clueless to all of that. I actually think, Mark, I thought people had your best interest at heart. I thought that, hey, as long as they can make money selling a product, they would want that product to be good for you. Instead, they work overside. They want the product that's bad for you, while they also own the thing they're going to do.
Well, I mean, it's like, hey, after the COVID vaccines, turbo cancer's exploding. Oh, but now a whole lot of I see a whole lot of new developments in cancer vaccines. Oh,
Wonder why.
Yeah, because hey, it's self-explanatory.
They're going to vaccinate everybody for everything before it's over.
I mean, but then on the surface, like, are you telling me I could take a vaccine and not get this certain cancer? That sounds great. But it's just like, I can't even trust them.
You don't believe them.
I don't believe them.
And I don't believe them either.
Like, I'm pretty sure, like, Cuba has a lung cancer vaccine already. And it's just like, it'd be great. I just don't believe them.
Maybe they're smoking those Cuban cigars.
Well, I mean, that'd be the place, too. We don't want to kill our clientele, or we don't want the bad image, so we got to fix this.
Yeah, well, those Cuban cigars are exported to a lot of folks. I don't know if there's enough folks in Cuba to be responsible.
Well, no, it's like JFK ordered several cases of them before he banned trade with Cuba, and it's just like, idiot. But folks, that's the show we have for you today. So thank you for tuning in. As always, hope you enjoyed stopping in at the studio with Phee and Manly. And don't forget to tune in to the Night with Phee tonight at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, where Fee's going to be answering some questions. He'll be nickel, diamond, two-line timing, hopefully not talking about sports ball, but, he does sometimes.
Sports ball is Thursday at 6:30 with Sir Isaac, the guru.
Which we appreciate and love, Sir Isaac. I just got to do the trash talking. I don't want to actually diminish the work, because Sir Isaac studies, prepares heavily for that show. I mean, he walks in, he's got a stack of notes. It's like, I spend 20 minutes on Twitter preparing for my show. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in, and God bless you, and we'll see you next time.
Boardrooms buzz with plans so tight, closing deals through the day and night. Numbers fly, but the game's the same. Win or lose, it's a fiery flame. Love's a game with no set rules. Hearts collide.